So the next assignment is under freshman and under week 6, which is the illustrated poster. All right. Now, you as freshmen have an advantage over other freshmen who have done this project because you've already kind of done a poster design already. All right, and you've had a lot more time in Illustrator, which means this should come out a lot better. And you've seen some of these posters around. They've come out really well in previous years. All right. What I want to do is I want to go over the entire overall piece of it, okay, and explain basically what is expected of you, what you need to do, the steps you need to do, and then how to set up the file initially, okay? So that you have all of the answers that you're going to ask me in 10 minutes now, and then you have to go to the curriculum site and find those answers again, all right? So it's an illustrated poster. It is based on The Iron Giant. The trailer is here if you've never seen the movie. Okay? Yeah, the movie is, it's a classic. So the idea behind the movie is the boy finds a giant robot alien, all right, and he befriends him, all right? So I'm going to go down the brief here. Obviously, this is about a movie poster. It's about an illustrated movie poster. Movie posters are big. You can pay a lot of money for classic movie posters, all right? They're part of our culture. So the assignment, objectives. 1, you can watch the trailer above if you need to. 2, you're going to collect and save to show me your visual research of illustrated movie posters, all right? You just Google illustrated movie posters, you're going to see all kinds of cool stuff. You can actually Google illustrated Iron Giant movie posters. You can Google Iron Giant movie posters. You'll be able to see all of this stuff to give you ideas of how you want to create your poster, the look you want to give it. All right. Why do I make you all do the Iron Giant? Because I want everybody working with the same content. It's easier. All right. So you're going to collect your research. Now, this is all got to be completed by Monday. So chances are you're going to work on this tomorrow. This is what you're going to be working on. All right. We'll probably, if we go through this, we'll go outside and hang off a little bit. So we probably won't work on this today. I'm introducing it now. Since I won't be in tomorrow morning until 10, I'm going to want you guys to start this process, which will be visual research. By the end of the day, Friday, hopefully, you should all have your sketches, your research, and your comp done. If the comp takes you a little bit longer, if you continue it into Monday, that's fine. But that should be the extent of how long that process takes. We only have a week to do this. All right? You're going to create 6 thumbnail drawings. All right? Then you're going to create 1 detailed comp. We all know how to do this process by now. All right? Detailed comp. Super detailed. You're going to download the copy that you need from the drive below. I'll show you that in a moment when I set up the file. And you're going to begin your design in Illustrator. We are back in Illustrator doing this. All right. The specs, created in Illustrator. 11 by 17 or 17 by 11. Most movie posters don't go that way, but I'm okay if you wanted to rotate it. 1/4 inch margins, 0.25, 1/4 inch. 1/8 inch bleed, 0.125. If you choose not to use a bleed, everything must fall within the margins, okay? You don't have to bleed. But if you choose to not use the bleed and you have your margins, that means every single thing, your background color, all of that has to stay within the margins, okay? But like I said, if you want to use the bleed, go crazy. Only the colors that you use should be in your swatch panel in Illustrator. We've done that before. You're going to use the Steel Tongs font that I provided to do your movie credits, which will make more sense in a second when I do the file setup. All right? What should be on the poster? 1 is the Warner Brothers logo, which I've provided. I've given you a few of them. The words, coming to a theater near you, summer 1998. The words, a Brad Bird film. The rating logo, which I have provided, and you can change to whatever color you want. All right? You have a question? The words, #Iron Giant. The movie name, obviously. The credits, which must be typed using the supplied font. And again, I'll show you that. Put that away.
Just texted me.
Well, they shouldn't be texting you right now, should they? Because you're in school with me. Characters. You need the Iron Giant and Hogarth, who's the boy. That's the 2 characters you need in that somewhere along the way. All right? What you're going to hand in. Everything's in classroom. You're going to hand in your Illustrator file. You can either package your Illustrator file or outline the type. And we'll talk about that later on, how to outline type and why you would do that. All right? And then your printed and trimmed poster. Yes? No, it's it's an action movie, but it's an animated movie. No italics. All right. Sketches and comps. You've seen this before. Quick thumbnails, composite drawings, right? In your thumbnails, which are small, little. You should fit all 6 of them on one page of paper. Your form, your placement, general layout, rough type. All right. Your composite drawing, much more detailed. A lot of line weight, text layout, spacing, shading, all of that, and then, of course, your final piece. All of the files that you need are down here. The Steel Tongs font, the Iron Giant copy. This Steel Tongs character map just simply shows you what character fits what, and I'll show you why in a second. Okay? Here are some examples of the freshman work that have been done. Yeah, right? Okay? Yeah, this one's hanging outside. Okay? So you can see where the characters are in each of this. This one doesn't have Hogarth, all right, but the rest of them do. All right? This is what I mean by credits. Every movie poster when you go to the movie theater has credits at the bottom. Okay? That's how we're going to set this up. Credits, the rating, all right, and the studio logo. Okay? That's the overall piece of this. Okay? Now, how you're going to start it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my folder, and I like to do it this way, however you feel like doing it, and I'm going to download this AI file, and I'm going to download the Steel Tongs font. Okay? Before I even get started, I'm going to go to my Steel Tongs font here, and all you have to do is double-click and hit Install, and it's installed. All right? So, I'm in Illustrator. I'm going to create a new document. I'm going to make it 11 by 17. I'm going to give myself a bleed of 0.125 because I want to use the bleed. Make sure you're in inches. Okay? And I click Create. So that gives me my 1117 document with the bleed. Now I need my margins because Illustrator doesn't do that for you. You have to do them on your own. So I'm going to show my rulers. Easiest way is Command R. All right? And I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so I can cheat. Basically, you have 1 inch, you have a ½ inch, you have a ¼ inch. If you keep zooming in, you'll see it. All right? I'm going to grab my ruler. I'm going to drag it over to a ¼ inch. I'm going to grab my ruler, and I'm going to drag down to a ¼ inch. There's my ½ inch. There's my 1 inch, okay? There's my ¼ inch. You know everything is okay if this is a square. If it's not a square, you've got a problem. I'm going to scoot over here. Same thing. I'm going to go my ¼ inch here. Then I'm going to move down. And I'm going to do a ¼ inch here. That should be the first thing you do. Once you do that, when you're setting up your file anyway, you save it as, and I'm going to save it to the desktop, Mr. B. Iron Giant. Okay? And I'm going to save it. All right, now I've got it saved. I said in one of the specs was that you needed to only have colors in your swatches that you use. I do this because I want you to practice working with the swatch panel more than anything else. Okay? So all I'm going to do is click on red, scroll all the way down, hold the shift key, click on the purple, and just delete. So that I have no colors except the ones that I'm going to use. All right? So, the copy. I gave you an AI file. I'm going to open that up in Illustrator. So here's everything you need. Here's the logos. This is what this is supposed to look like. You are not going to copy and paste this into your thing and be like, I'm done. It has to be typed out. So you can have a little bit of fun with this, I think. Basically, I would just copy this and paste it over here for now. All right? And here's where Steel Tongs comes in, which is the name of the font. I don't know why that's the name of the font. All right? But I'm going to just go here and watch this. I'm going to do A, B, C, D, E, F. That's lowercase, right? And I'm going to take this, and I'm going to go to my properties, and I'm going to change the font to Steel Tongs, and watch what happens. Okay? So you'll be able to say, so it says presents. So there's two things that work. The caps lock, when you put on caps, it just makes letters. Lowercase makes these. Right? So what you can do is this. Like if I'm going to copy, if you want to, you can copy the one I gave you. If you want to put your own names into it, that's fine. Okay? So right now I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to turn off the caps. I'm going to turn the caps on, and I'm going to say Warner Brothers Pictures. And I'm going to do presents. Now I don't know which one's presents. I did give you this little character map here, which will list out, if you go to this little website, it'll show you all of the characters. Let's hope it's still active. All right. Oh, it's not, there it is. Okay. So it gives you all the breakdown of the characters. Here it is. Here's your character map. So if I wanted to do this, it would be presents. Let's see if it has presents somewhere. Oh, presents is the colon. See that? So I don't care. It doesn't have to be exact. You can just hit a lowercase key and be like, oh, Warner Brothers is, yeah, designing it. Okay? Or I can hit this. I think it was this one. And I'll do that. Okay? Now I can take this.
That says line.
I know. Shrink it down. Then I'm going to take my cap locks again and say, and then cap locks off and hit C. I don't know. Okay? So you're going to use that Steel Tongs font to type that out and kind of set it the way you need to set it.
That's the font we have to use?
Yes. Okay? So that's how if you want to do this by hand, by all means, go for it. But this is way easier than doing it by hand. Okay? So now you have that. You can even, again, pick one. So I could say, what's Y do? All right, creature designed by Art Belzotti. Space. And then I could say, what's E? Edited by Scott Nagel. Space. Get the idea? Yes. Okay? So that's all you really have to do in order to set up that particular piece. All right? So that's the Steel Tongs font. You have to use that. Everything else is here. You have the parental guidance logo here. It's vector. You can change the color of it. You have two different Warner Brothers logos. They're vector. You can change the color of it. Those are the two pieces you have to have in there somewhere. Warner Brothers is the studio that did it, and it's PG rated. Okay? So you would take that and look at your design and decide on where you're going to put the parental guidance and where you're going to put one of the studio logos. You don't have to put both studio logos. Pick one version that you like.
Is one older than the other?
I have no idea. You can change it to whatever color you need to change it to. You can change it to white. Do whatever you need to fit your poster. Okay? So that's how you're going to set this up.
Wait, could we use a vector of the detailed Warner Brothers?
No, you're going to use one of the two I provided you with. Okay?
Do you know what I'm talking about, though?
I do, but you're going to use what I provided you with. Okay? All right? And again, it explains the things that we need in this file. So that's there too. All right? So basically, what you're going to be working on tomorrow morning when I'm not here will be your sketches, your visual research, and your comps. And when I get in, I'll take a look at them. Okay? More than likely, I'll take a look at your visual research and your sketches. All right? Ideally, at the latest, by Monday, when Monday finishes, you should be done with your sketches, your comp, and your visual research. If you're not done by those by Monday, you're going to be behind. A lot of you will finish before Monday. Okay, you'll finish Monday morning, you'll finish Monday before lunch or whatever, and then you can begin your design. All right, but we only have a week to do this, which in some ways is a lot of time, and in other ways it's not. All right, because this is an illustrated poster, so it's going to take a little bit of time. All right, so if you have questions about what needs to be done in this particular assignment, you need to go here. All right, everything is laid out exactly what I want you to do, the steps that you have to follow, the specs that are involved in it, what needs to be on the poster, all of it's here. All right? Does anybody have any questions?